All right, so markets and miners have continued to go up. It's absolutely incredible. Pure V bounce with no end in sight. The dollar has closed below 102. I think that's very significant. The chart looks like a total breakdown. Down it goes to 100, 100.8. US dollar, Japanese yen. Is that going to start going down now too? Does that spark maybe the market fear? Because that's what sent everything down. I mean, this isn't yen carry trade, but it's just, the FX related to it going back down. So that's something to watch. And silver has caught up with gold a bit, not fully, but there was a catch-up day today. And the miners look decent, pretty strong. GDX is about to make a new breakout. Let's start off by looking at the DXY real quick. Now, I just said that it went below 102 on the daily close. You could already see it was getting a bit weak retesting. So, boom, next stop, honestly, 101 or 100.8. The US dollar, Japanese yen, that's okay, not as low as the DXY, but that could come all the way back down and retest 142 if the DXY starts to accelerate down. What does that do to markets? That's something to ponder, but that's something worth bringing to the attention. Bonds, I'm going to ignore. It's sort of the usual sideways, also going down a little bit. Now, I want to go and check silver straight away. I want to keep this one quick. So, yeah, let's go straight to silver. Gold was basically a sideways day. Look at silver. It was a bit of intraday resistance, I would say around this 29 to 29.5. And you can see we basically, I cannot almost delete this, but that's where I said resistance would be 29, 29.5. There's a bit of resistance, but we closed very strong, 29.5-ish. If gold starts to break out tomorrow, which we could do, there's no big news tomorrow. So that shouldn't interfere. And otherwise, it's bullish technically. So maybe we do actually continue higher. Let's just look at gold sideways, but also, bit of a retest of resistance acting as support. So this is a bullish candle. I know it's like unchanged or a little bit red, but that's bullish to me. Breakout, retest, closing the high of day, bam, continuation. Off we go towards 25.50. And silver, in the meantime, did some catching up today, obviously, since gold was unchanged and silver was up like 1.5%. Next stop, 30.5, or really depends how long it takes, but 31 probably. We'll probably start hitting this descending by the time we get there in 1, 2, 3 trading days. There's FOMC, I think, on Wednesday, so that might accelerate things one way or the other. But silver had a bit of a catch-up day. It's closed at resistance, but very strong. And again, I think gold will continue higher with silver tomorrow. So let's see if silver continues to outperform gold on the way up. And if it's a move down, who outperforms who? That'd be interesting. Miners, extremely strong. I mean, it's not a huge update, but it's very nice candle day, right? It's like open at low of day, close at high of day, close above resistance. It's very nice. GDXJ up 2.25%. Basically, next day, if gold starts to move higher, silver also, I think there's absolutely every chance that we go test old highs GDXJ, which is incredible. We've come from down here, really is incredible. But then again, all the markets have kind of done this. SILJ also quite good, even maybe more incredible because it came from even lower, just up, up, up. A bit of resistance here, but bam, through it goes, through the descending. To be honest, the descending can be deleted. And so can this. Might as well make it clear. Next stop around, yeah, here. Let's just move it down there just to be sure. 12.65-ish. Maybe that'll be resistance, although silver, if it continues to outperform, you could start to go a bit higher. Maybe 13, I don't know, 12.60, 13, and then the old high, 13.4. But there you go. Really, it's all about 13.4. If everything continues to go higher, new highs in gold, GDXJ has a nice move. And GDX, by the way, look at this closing also after hours a little higher. I mean, 39.5, we might even open above 39.5 and just run. 40 is a huge number for GDX, I think. Not really resistance, just psychological. Actually, it is also a bit of resistance too, but psychologically having that forehand would be great. But look at this, the seniors lead the way. I mean, I don't know if yeah, they were only up like 1.9%. So the others outperformed, but you can see they're already up at their old high. So defensively, they outperformed and they've done quite well on the offense too. So miners look real good. Gold looks really good. Silver's starting to outperform. It's incredible that this bounce continues. I was positioned for I wasn't short, but my holdings have been light and whatever, I'm still making money. And now the portfolio is worth quite a lot again. It's still 2 big days away from my old highs. And to be fair, I've got the miners GDX as a barometer saying that I should be back at my old highs. But it's okay, two days below, just for being positioned in case everything flushes. I think that's a worthwhile um situation to be in. So let's look at the actual portfolio real quick, real quick. Newmont, look at that, outperforming GDX, new highs, very nice, very nice. Not a huge day, but pretty much in line with GDX and outperforming GDX because it's made a new high. Barrick Gold's really, since the good news, just bam, bam, bam. Doesn't care about my resistance at all. All of this I could just delete, make it cleaner. This could be a retest actually for support, so I'll leave that. 20 was supposed to be a big number, went straight through that, doesn't care. Next stop for me is 20.75. I've got a little trim there. I'm trimming all of these on the way up, by the way. It does goes without saying now. I'm going to continue that policy. Very light stuff like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5% of my holdings. Just trim, trim, trim every time it hits a new resistance. And when you accumulate all of the ones I'm doing, it kind of adds up to several thousand a day. So like today I was up like 3, 4 thousand or something, and that's how much I sold. You know what I mean? So I can't be too mad. But yeah, that's what I got. Barrick very strong. Next up, 20.8-ish. Agnico Eagle also outperforming GDX new highs. Next up is 84.4, in my opinion, because of this little area here. Look how many times it hit this. Bam, 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 like 5 times. So I've got like 84.38 or 39. Pan America, at least it took out this old resistance. Up it goes. I've got 22 as next resistance. It depends if silver stalls. Obviously, it could go all the way back up to 23. But 22 is the descending, also a big round number around here. Otherwise, 23, keeping it simple, trimming on the way up very lightly. It's already lighter than it was worth all the way up there, despite buying the lows. So just very light trims. Wheaton, this one I've got my next sell at the old highs, 62.99. This one's just done what it's supposed to do, holding its own pretty well. Franco Nevada, I'm just holding, didn't trim that. I trimmed it already because I bought the low at 115. I chased the low and then I sold already, was it yesterday, I think. So nothing until 130, 129.99 or 89. Metalla, nice move. It's rare that it has a nice day, open at low of day, close at high of day. Next stop, $3. I'm selling at 2.99 just because it's very, very weak. I do hope that we start to attack this descending and break out. It's going to be a very light sell, but I have very rarely sold this. So I'm just going to do a little trim. Next one would be First Majestic. This is quite good, given how poor the chart's been, how it's had 2 times bad news in a row. And here I trimmed this one today, 569. Next stop is the gap fill. I got 609, right? 6 is nothing. There's no resistance there. And it fills the gap at 609. Plus it coincides with this descending. So there's like the horizontal, the gap fill, and the descending 609. Bam. I'm going to do another little nibble there. Next one, Fortuna. This one I trimmed today. You can see why. Horizontal and descending. So that was done at 479. Next, was it 479 or 478? Something like that. Anyway, it's that area there. Next stop, it would normally be 539, but actually I feel like that's such a long way up that I think the next stop is, I think it's 509. I think I put 509, like a bit of a halfway point. Because otherwise it's just, even though everything can keep going up, I feel like 12% is asking quite a lot and it's quite weak gap down. And there's also had bad news again, plus something, I think the Mexican authorities like open pit mining is going to be banned. Or, I just thought I'd trim some more, but still, I think long term this could actually make new highs. But little trims there on the way up. Next one, CDE. This one, beast, absolute monster. My favorite one. Next trim will be a 659 and then 679. Little trims, just little, little like skim off the top, because I think this will make new highs and just run, but it's just out of principle. So that looks good. That looks very good, to be honest. Next one will be Heckler. Look at that. Look at that. How high it went after how many days. That's just such a steep ascent. I know it had good news. actually had good news. Plus, it came down because of the sector, not because of anything it did wrong. So it's understandable that it made a nice move, but still, this is absurd. I already trimmed up here. Was it today? Oh, no, I think it was yesterday, Friday. I sold here thinking that's high enough in case it doesn't make it, and then bam, up it goes. So I've already done my first sell after a massive move. Next stop is going to be 629. I remember. Just sell this peak. I think it will do it quite easily. It's just destined to make new highs. Just so much strength. Really impressed by how fast Hepler's made a move. Next one, EXK. This one a bit like Fortuna, bad news. I know that silver could run and it's got a long way up to go, but remember, this had bad news. And sold today, I think it's 319. Little trim. Next stop is going to be here. I don't think it's 79. I don't think it makes it here. I think like 376, 377, just a little bit here, because that is a big move, by the way. 17% on a stock that's had bad news just because the sector's rallying. That would be hard to do. So yeah, this one, I think I'm going to sell the low of this candle. It's kind of plucked out of thin air, this level. I think I want to sell at 349, just a little trim, and then the rest at 376 or 7 or something. Good, just because this moves to 17% up is asking a bit too much. So next one, Mag Silver. I'm selling 14, so 13.99. This one went down with the sector, but no bad news as far as I know. So this is destined to test the old highs if everything continues. Next, Aris Mining. I trimmed today. I want to get 449, but I think I was going out to the restaurant and I had 446, so I just saw what's the difference. I don't know if I want to sell because this is not worth that much compared to the others. So I think I might just let it run and try and test 480, where I should sell because it's the last stop before a massive vacuum move up. But if it's going to visit 480, it's probably going to breach and clear and keep going. So I'm not sure if I'll even sell until it hits the fives or something. I am gold, extremely strong. Reminds me of Heckler, Barrick, the ones that have had good news. They've really moved up. This one is starting to get a bit exhausted though. Look at these blue, and good days. But today it was not even up 1% on a day where we had some monster moves, including 6 and 7%, like the EXK, which has gone through absolute turmoil, up 7%. So this one is obviously exhausted. I trimmed it also on Friday. I was going to say yesterday on Friday. I'm just going to do one last sell. I want to try and get for the old high. So if there's a move, what's is it 529 my sell, another little nibble, and then I feel like even if gold just goes up $40, you may see I am gold red. It just needs to take a break. And who knows, it could end up going to 460, where I think I would start picking some up. And if there's a dramatic flush, then 440. So it's just tired. So I didn't sell any today because it's hardly up. But if tomorrow it keeps going, somehow finds the energy, I will trim 529. Next, B2 Gold didn't touch B2 Gold. I feel like this one could go much higher. And I'm not up for selling. Like my average is kind of where it is. And I think it's, zoom out, it's kind of the same area. This whole area here is the same thing. I'm looking for a bigger move in B2 Gold. And I don't mind holding the dividend whilst I wait. So I think it's the only one one of the only ones I didn't sell, and that I don't have a good till cancel in. I just thought, nah, I'm not selling that, not yet. Equinox, I trimmed at 559. I suppose I could have got a better price, but that's this hindsight. Next will be 599, and after that, 614 or something. Just little trims, boom, boom. Because we've come from 450, and here I am selling $6, maybe probably this week. And I just, want to keep things in perspective. I still think Equinox is going all the way up, like $9. But just selling, imagine I made $400 in Equinox. All right, I'll sell 300. So it's still worth more than it was yesterday, and most of it's back on the sideline. So little trims, little trims. SSRM, this one is interesting. It was very weak on this drop, this Japanese carry trade, and I was convinced, and I bought some early like an idiot at 509, which is actually in the money now, which I don't deserve. But it kept on going. I thought this one would hit $4. I really did, really did. But it sort of held out, started to outperform some of the others down here. Fair enough. Then everything rallied, and this thing rallied very little. I thought, okay, whatever, this is going down. But as we know, the rally continued, and here we are. My next sell is at 549. And after that, it's going to be 569, and after that, it's going to be 589. Bam, bam, bam. And to be honest, if we take out 569, it's pretty much destined to hit $6 and run. This one is the one that turned around from looking really bad to looking really good in 2 weeks. And to be honest, it's the type of stock that can just run even if the whole sector goes red. So just a little bit more strength from the sector, bringing it up to $5, $6. And then the sector can just roll over and this thing will do its own thing and start making a magnetic move up. So this one, I am keeping my eye on. I'm still trimming on the way up, discipline, but once it clears $6, I will not be selling soon. I think it'll be every 50 cents, a little trim maybe, but no, nothing too close. Definitely keeping my eye on that one. SBSW, normally I ignore this one, but like I said, it was a fake flush. That's why I'm not interested unless we close below 380. There, I'm not adding because it's high risk. But look, definitely carved out a bottom here. And now we've closed above this little mini descending. We should start to run and go towards basically $5. So SPSW will start looking good again. I see $5. I don't have too much in this, but it starts to be worth quite a lot when it starts to move up here. All right, that'll do. Didn't want it to be too long. What do you think? We're going to keep going up. It's a crazy bounce. We're moving with the markets. What happens if the market moves down? Does the dollar move down scare the markets because people start to relate that to the FX, the Japanese yen, or do they differentiate this dollar move down with the carry trade drama from last time? Because this is probably not all carry trade related. So therefore, the market can keep going up as the dollar goes down. What about FOMC tomorrow? I don't know. After all that stuff is taken into account, and by the way, the Ukraine war, Russia's really pissed. They're gonna pretty much push out all the Ukrainians that have made incursions into Kursk. And then I think the peace treaty is, I don't know if it's off the table, but I think that it's going to escalate and Russia's just going to take more, demand more, who knows, maybe take out Odessa. The Ukraine war has gone to a higher level of escalation, in my opinion. So does that enter the picture? The Israel war, lots of things going on, but at the end of the day, it's just what you see on the chart. That's a representation of every moving part, every buy, every sell, and everything's moving up still. My plan is to keep trimming on the way up, but I don't mind making this money because I think 1 or 2 more good days, and I'm back to my old absolute record highs, and then maybe new highs. All right, good luck, everyone. Let's see what happens tomorrow.